All right, I'm here with my buddy Ellie, and in this video, yes, I got the good treats again. I'm gonna have, wind blow it close. You have to have you go grab it again. In this video, we're gonna try to do a counter conditioning desensitization exercise. Now, Ellie does have some problems with little dogs. And we recruited one of the neighbors, and if there's a stop or something, there you go, perfect. And the neighbors are right outside. I'm gonna have them walk by. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna try to reposition, and now that I think about it, we'll do it the other way around. You want to be set up for this. What we're basically going to do is something called the engage-disengage game. Basically, I want to change her emotional response. So I've got the door open over here, the street is here, and we're going to have somebody walk by. As soon as the person walks by, I'm going to start giving her treats, but she's a big dog and I don't want her to run away, so I've got her ready to go, but I don't want to keep this leash tense. Ellie, come here, sweetie. Want a treat? Yeah, you have to be able to take treats. If your dog won't take treats, that's a good indication they're too aroused. There we go. All right, so go ahead, Danielle. Ellie. Yes. Perfect. She saw them, she paused, she didn't look at the treat. She was looking at them, I had to stick the treat in her mouth. Hey. All right, Danielle, try it again. Hey, come here, Ellie. There you go. Yes, there we go. So you see she's aware. She stiffens up when she sees them. Okay, go ahead and come back again. Okay. So when she's looking at the dogs, I'm giving her a treat. And then the dogs disappear out of sight. Ellie, okay. Now it's helpful if you have a friend who's doing this like she is. Okay. So she's not barking and lunging. A lot of us, okay, we wait for the dog to bark and lunge, and then that's too late. Okay? There we go. That was good. I said, okay, that's her word to go. All right, go ahead and come back again. Ellie. Yes. See how she stops and freezes? That's her first warning. So what I'm doing is every time she sees them, I'm popping the treat in her mouth. Now you gotta make sure it's a treat that she likes. Ellie. She's like, but why are my humans over there? All right, let's do one more time and then you can go ahead and on your way. Ellie. That time she didn't pause when they were there. So we're starting to create what's called a positive emotional response. The puppy is saying, I want treats too. So when you do this, I like to find a distance where, now she's a Great Dane. Great Danes usually do not like to sit as adults. It's kind of hard on their anatomy. But I don't want her pulling at the leash. I usually use this, the reason I mention this, I usually use the sit as an indicator of how comfortable a dog is. If it sits, I know that they're pretty relaxed. So here we've got, because it's basically a hallway and a door, it's a very narrow window. When the people walk by, they're only visible for a couple of seconds. So a lot of times I like to do this like at a park or place where there's a shrubbery, and there's a little gap. So then the dog, when the dog sees them, it's a very short window of time that they see the person, I can provide a treat. Now, if the dog growls, grumbles, won't take the treat, lunges, you're too close. You need to move further away. And dog training is not a linear process, so it's not always going to be a bell curve. Can you hold the leash? Just with the door open. And so it also matters the other dog. Those are two Boston Terriers, so usually twitchy dogs, but they're walking pretty relaxed. If you get a dog that's walking nice and relaxed, she might be able to get closer. She also has more of a problem with little dogs than big dogs. So if it's a little dog that's bouncing all around, you might need to move 10 paces further away. If it's a little dog that is old and geriatric walking slowly, you might be able to get a little closer. The idea is you want to find whatever the distance is, and again, I usually use the sit as my indicator. Will the dog sit? Will it take a treat? Will it lay down? For her, if she won't take the treat, it's probably too close. Now, this is also really emotionally intense. I like to say it's like riding a roller coaster. So I might do this for about a minute, and then I'm going to take the dog away and give her belly rubs, have the other dog go away, and just give her a minute or two just to relax and reset, and then come back and spend another minute doing this. Now, we recruited the help of a neighbor. It's helpful if you can to get the other person on board with you. So that way, if your dog starts getting uncomfortable, making those sounds, you have them disappear. I like to have them talking to earbuds so I can be hands-free. Also have a treat pouch with a ton of treats in there. You want to be able to get them boom, boom, boom. Now, another little trick you can do, licking and chewing release oxytocin and serotonin in a dog's brains. So a lot of times what I'll do is, like here at home, you can get like a spoon with peanut butter or cream cheese on it. If I'm holding a spoon here, I can control where that dog looks. And while the dog's licking, it's releasing the feel-good endorphins, which is positive. Number two, I can't bark while I'm licking. It's an incompatible behavior. And after a while, what I start doing is I start freezing the spoon. So it takes longer for the dog to lick. So the dog licking. As soon as the dogs disappear, the spoon goes away. So we're pairing the arrival of dogs means you get a treat, and then when the dogs go away, the treats go away. Now for engage, disengage, if I'm Ellie, I would like to, Ellie, let's say the dogs come by, I look at the dogs, I say yes, and I'm here. Ellie hears yes, she turns away to get the treat. When I turn and look back, the dogs have disappeared. And then we have our friend come back again. And Ellie is kind of here, and she's like, and you say yes, she snaps away. So you're saying yes at first, going and looking at her. Go ahead and come in real quick. We'll go ahead and let her out of the kennel so she's not so distressed. This is the doorway that we were practicing in. So now, basically what we want to make sure that we're doing is it's a positive response for her. So if she stops eating the treats, she starts whining like the puppy was or whatever it is, she's saying I'm uncomfortable. Any practice you do when she's doing that, she's practicing reacting. I know we're going to let you out in a second, sweetie. So the idea is we want to make this a purely positive experience. I like to keep score on this. So what I would do is every time that Ellie looks at the dog and turns away, I say yes, that's a score in the positive column. And then every time that Ellie goes, that's a score in the negative column. Your goal would be have 20, 30, 40, 50 positives with 0 negatives. And make sure at the very end, the last look is a good one. Always, anytime you're practicing, you always want the last one to be best. So even if you have to make that dog move across the street, do it. Now, your car is parked right here. You could even have your cars, if it's a dog that she's really reacted to, you put both your cars in the street and have a little bit of a gap. You could move closer to your doorway and have the dogs move further away or closer. And you can also do this outside in a park, some places like that. And that's a great place to do that because there's a big outdoor space. But because she does this a lot when people pass by the house, you could also do it in the den. But I liked here because the door was open. Just make sure you're secure. You could, depending on how secure these are, attach it here. Just we want to make sure she doesn't go out, and we don't want to have any tension on the leash. All right, let's let her go. Ellie. Yes, this is my buddy Ellie. And these are some tips that you can use if you have a dog that's reactive to other dogs that pass by your house.